So first I'm just going to whack on some moisturiser. I use the anti-blemish for obvious poorly reasons. And then I'm going to whack some of this eye cream on as well, just to awaken my eyes up a bit. This is what this one apparently does. Because I am 30, I can't really get away with all this makeup that a lot of people put under their eyes. I find it makes me look a lot older if I put too much on under eyes, especially baking. I can't quite get the hang of the baking under my eyes. It either makes it look orange or really dry, and the drier your skin is, the older your skin looks. So I make sure I put some eye cream on just to give it a nice smooth base, so whatever concealer I do put on underneath goes on nice and smoothly and doesn't sort of crunch up. That sounds horrible, crunch up, but doesn't dry and sort of settle in clumps and that, because that can make you look a lot older. So once that's all soaked into the skin, I can pop on some primer. I always use my fingers for this just to really get it into the pores, but this helps close the pores up. I've got quite big pores, as you can probably tell by my amount of poly-polies. But also, I always find a coloured one like this sort of evens out the skin tone before you even start putting on the foundation and that as well. Really does help. But then I'm going to put on my trusty green concealer on my polies, and this is just going to reduce the need for as much concealer on top of the foundation afterwards, because it gets rid of the redness. I don't want to pop too much on top of everything because my polies are quite dry. Sometimes the more you put on them can make them look a lot more noticeable. So we're going to hope the green will lessen the need for more on top. I couldn't be bothered to find my actual brush. I am using a nail art brush for this. Whatever fits, works. There's no rules. Then we can go on to the foundation. So I'm just going to dot this over and then buff it in with my brush. Put quite a lot on. It's like a foundation face mask. It's okay. It'll go in. It'll go in. That'll do. Right, now for my polies, instead of getting a concealer, I just want to pop on a bit more of the foundation just so it's exactly the same colour as the foundation. That's what you want, exactly the same colour. If you get too light or too dark, it will show and make it more obvious that you've got a poly. We don't want that. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more on. Right, and then to do the under eyes. In this light, it doesn't look too bad under my eyes, but I know the truth because I can see in the normal light. So I'm just going to put my concealer under my eyes. Then I'm just going to get my brush and pat it out to blend it. Oh, I like this. Do you know what? I'm actually going to just use that for a bit of that, you know. Right, now to set my face full of all slips off, I'm just going to pop on some mineral veil. Then I'm just going to contour a little bit, so I'm just going to get a brush and some bronzer, and I'm going to get it just above my ear. I always like to really dig it in there and then bring it down. Now this bronzer is great because you can really build it up, so you're never going to go too far too quick. I can go too far slowly, that's fine. Then I like to blend it down a bit, so like I say, you haven't got that harsh line there. And just to merge the cheeks in, I just like to pop a little bit down my neck and on the top of my forehead, just so it doesn't look like just one random bit of bronzer. And plus, my chin is like, I don't know, what do you call that? A mono chin. So I like to give my chin a bit more depth. I always wanted, when I was younger, surgery on my chin, so it was more like, can you see that? I don't know, my mum tried to make me feel better by saying, it means it'll never age. We'll see. Then, of course, we have to follow trend and do a little bit of highlighter on it all. I'm actually using an eyeshadow this time for my highlight, and this is Bella Pierre Champagne. Can't tell if that's just my natural sweat coming through or if that is... I can see it on here. It's actually quite a nice colour. The normal one I use is more golden. Let me see if it works better with a different brush. Oh, it looks good. This angle, how do I do that angle in the camera? It looks good in this angle that I can see in the mirror. I forgot to put on my blush, so I'm going to get this colour. This is such a cheap, I found it in the range. It was £1. And I thought, why not? Because I stuck my finger in one. Yeah, I opened it up, stuck my finger in one, and pow! I was like, that's really good. So I was like, £1, it will do. I can take it away on holidays and stuff, and it doesn't matter if I forget it and leave it there. See, thinking ahead, I like to be organised, stuff like that. But it's got a rather nice, a lot of blushes as well, and I like the look of this one for this sort of khaki look. So I'm just going to dab a bit of that on the same brush because I don't care. And then I'm just going to whack it on. Ooh! Then I look a little bit more alive. Right, now we can go into the fun bit, which is the eyes. So to start off, I'm going to whack a primer all over the eyelids up to the eyebrow, and that's going to give it a nice base for the colours to go on top of, so they really pop more, and it also helps them last. But we should all know that by now. Then with a white and a really big fluffy brush, I'm just going to sweep that all over, again, eyelid to the eyebrow, just to, again, really help with that nice base that we want. I want the colours to really blend in together, but I really want them to show in their own right as well. So hopefully having this nice white base is going to help us with that aim. Right, then going into the crease with a orange and a fluffy brush. Ow. I'm going to bring it round and down as well to underneath the eye. And continue to really buff the edges out. Then we want to pop on the actual base of the eyelid. We want to get a nice khaki green colour because that's the whole theme of this thing. So again, from the same palette, I'm going to get this green and I'm going to pop it all over my eyelid and hopefully not drip any down my face. Then with a clean fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend the edges of that into the orange. Then coming from the inner corner to the middle of the eye, blending it out, I'm going to go back in with my cheapy range palette Pale Blue, and I'm going to pick this really nice pale green, and I'm just going to pat that on with this tiny brush and start to blend it outwards into the dark green. And then one more colour, so it's only going to be using 4 colours in this whole look. I'm just going to get a very pale shimmery colour, and this is going to be used as an under the eyebrow highlight, and then a little bit on the inner corner blended into that orange you got underneath. And that is it for the actual colours of the eye. Then we can go on to lining the eye, and I want the eyes to be very lined up and down. So I will grab an eyeliner. Now I need to treat myself to a new eyeliner soon. I bought this one not long ago, and this is the Rimmel Precise 24 blah 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 blah. It just, when you're putting it on top of a colour, it doesn't come out, nothing comes out. Or shall I try? I'll try and show you. Nothing comes out. It's very, what's the opposite to opaque? Non-opaque. Especially if it's shimmery eyeshadow as well. It's just not strong enough for my liking. And it dries out really quick as well, like it's already dried out. So I'm going to bring that underneath my eye as well. But it just won't do the inner bit, so I am going to have to get another one. Now I don't like using these ones either. These ones are the really liquidy ones. And then for the waterline, I'm also going to black that out as well. So I'm going to get a black eyeliner pencil. Oh, see, this is why I don't like the liquid. And also I had the classic mistake of, oh, that eyeliner went a bit wider, so let's do this one bigger. Oh no, that one's all wobbly. No, let's straighten it up, let's do this one. So they look different. But But this one's the one that's going to be covered anyway, so it doesn't matter. We will hide that. Sometimes you have to change your hairstyle depending on how your makeup goes as well. So I'm just going to get a bit of black eyeshadow on a little brush and just sweep that under the eye, just so that eyeliner doesn't look so harsh. Now I can put on some mascara, and this one, I love this one. This is Clinique Featherin Lash Powder Mascara. Featherin Lash Powder, Featherin Mascara. You can read it, it's fine. You don't need me to. And don't forget the bottom. Right, eyebrows. So for my eyebrows, I always just fill them in with a little bit of eyeshadow. So I'm going to get a dark brown eyeshadow and a little angled brush. Again, this may be a nail art brush, but it's fine. It's the first one that came to hand. So I'm just going to draw the bottom line first of my eyebrow, trying to neaten them up as I go along. My eyebrows are absolutely horrendous. And then start brushing them and blending that line in a bit more. Right, so all I have to do now is the lips. So I think I might go for a little bit of a dark colour because we've got a lot going on, so why not? So I'm just going to line my lips first with a lip liner. And then I'm going to get a dark lipstick and I'm going to whack that on, bish bash bosh. And then that is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like and subscribe if you like, and if you do, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!